everyone, welcome back to Smallwood Junction. And today we're going to have a small tour of Smallwood Junction down in the railway room. So off we go down to the railway room. Okay, there's the, I can't get the shed in fully from where I'm standing now. The shed is approximately 15 foot long and 7 foot width, but tapers off to one end by about a foot, because I've got a gate entrance down there which I need access to. When we go in, we'll have to duck under because I've got the lift out section in, as you can see across the door. Normally this can be taken out and stored inside, so you've got easier access, but I have been working on it lately. So let's go in. Watch you don't bang me head. So here we are in the railway room. I'll just pan round and give you a general view of what it is. I'd say this is about 7 foot wide here, and going down this way we've got 15 foot, and it does taper off this end by about a foot, as I say, for a gate entrance. Up here I've got some of my my older models. Some of these go back to the late 60s, being some Triang vehicles here, Dock Shunters, and the Blue Pullman. They date back to the late 60s, early 70s, when I used to have a railway in my parents' loft. But in those days things were a lot different. We didn't have DCC or anything like that. There's some more there. The bottom one, Sir Nigel Gresley, is a Wren from the 70s. And the Flying Scotsman from the Flying Scotsman was from the 80s. That was, and the Britannia was one of my old ones from the 70s. So let's get down to the actual layout. So we'll go back round to where we came in. This is the lift out section, which goes across the doorway. I couldn't have it swinging because of the length of it, and it would hit the ceiling, so I've had to have it so it lifts out. And I was just going to have this as a run through, but I've decided to actually do a bit of scenic work on here. I've been ballasted in this area, and I'm going to use this area to I'm going to put a back scene in here and use this area to do a bit of photography for new locos to the layout. The lift out section is interlocked, so when I disconnect it and take it away, the section's running in as the power taken away, so that the trains won't run and obviously run off the edge of the layout. So going over to the left, we got the church scene. This is the scene that Paris works on. Paris, my wife, that works on. She particularly likes this area. She's done quite a bit of work with the flowers. A lot more to do, some more graves to put in. And I need some more people for the funeral scene, which you've probably seen on the other videos if you've watched them. The back scenes in this area, I'm going to replace these because I'm not too happy with these. That's one of my next jobs, because I need to get those in before I do too much detail work. They do lift out. I can unbolt these just over the back, so I can take them out, because this whole section at the end does lift up, which you'd have seen in the previous this upper level all hinges up from the back, so I can take those back scenes out if I need to. That's obviously for if I need to get underneath, because there are points and wiring underneath, and obviously then there's a lower level which has got some sidings under here with point work, where I can store some locomotives. They're not Great Western, they're one of my old LNER teak coaches, actually from the 70s. I'm just using those to try the track work out. So if we go back up onto the top section, we've got station platforms in. Not decided what building I'm going to put there, whether I would buy a kit or scratch build something. The good shed, that's I think that's a Bachmann scale, what they call, I can't remember what they call it. It's a Bachmann model, which was on offer, and I got it at quite a good price. I've done a bit of painting on that and a bit of weathering. I think that looks quite good. And over to the left is the cattle dock, which is a kit build, and I've painted that myself. Quite pleased with how that looks. Bit of groundwork to do, a bit more than scenic. It all takes time. And going over there, then we got the loco sheds, coaling staiths. Obviously some more scenic work to do there. We go further over the roads. Obviously one of the things I haven't got on the layout is trees, and where this road goes down here, I was going to disguise where that goes with trees, obviously once I've finished the back scene. The rocks here are my first attempt at rocks. I'm quite pleased with them, and that bridge I actually scratch built, which looks quite good. Come back down to the main building. Signal box, which is a kit again. I've got lighting and detail in there. Probably a bit more work on the track, a bit more weathering on it, dark areas, and probably weeds and grass on the track. Coming onto the station platforms. Obviously a lot more to go on the platforms. I've got no station signs, and I need some more seating. I have built some seating. There's one of the seats, but it's not in position, it's just there. Same with the fruit boxes. It's coming along. Same with the station building. I've got lights and I've started detailing inside. You can't actually see it, I haven't got the power on at the moment. And these station lights, this end do light up, and I need to put some down the other end. This point here in the bottom of the screen here, this goes off, and this is for future expansion of the layout. I'll explain that a little bit when we go down to the other end. Coaling stage. Coaling stage, it's not finished. but I needed to get it in position to get the incline up so I could finish the track work on this area. It's a scale scenes model which you download and mount on card, and I have actually got brass X windows to go in it. As I say, it's not quite finished, but it does pull out fully. I built it in so it will slide out, so I can take that away and actually put it on my workbench and work on it there for when I come to finish it off. And we go over to the other end, which has got an upper section where the trains go under. Work in progress on the buildings there. I need some more low relief across the back. I've been working on the walling. I've cut these all out on my laser cutter and built them up. Built all the steps on the laser cutter. In the area in the front here, I'm going to have a park area and a bandstand with a brass band in, playing music. Come over here. The cardboard building at the rear is a mock-up of the cottage where Paris and myself live, and I'm going to do a copy of that. That's just a mock-up. I've been looking at laser cutting windows to go on it to the size that I require, and then I'll actually cut that card out on the laser cutter and cut all the windows out on the laser cutter. And that's the start of the industrial area. Come back a bit, I've got another rock face. This rock face does come out. I'll show you in a minute, and it comes out so I've got access to under this area. I can get underneath, right underneath. I've got some cutouts, but just in case I struggled, I've made it so that that rock face is fully removable. I'll try and show you. So we've got two of these handles which can screw in like that, and one the other side. Obviously when these are not in, I can hide these with bushes when they're not there, and just take the bush away when I need to remove it. And it is a bit stuck. That lifts out completely. Then obviously I can access underneath. You can see the cutouts underneath anyway, but that gives me more access, especially if I was going to do some wiring, because obviously at a later date I'd probably want to put lighting or some other effects on the upper level. put the camera down again and put this back in. So I haven't done any scenic work on that front edge here on the cliff. I haven't put any static grass down, because working over the back I tend to lean over that. So I want to get most of the work at the back done before I do this. And then coming down in front of that, where I showed you that point coming off earlier over this side, the intention is later is to fill this in from over here and bring it across diagonally to where the point was there, and then I'll have another siding, good shed, whatever in this area, and perhaps I possibly might have to put a bit of a lift out section in that so that I can get in underneath for a later date when I come to work or do any alterations on this area. And then obviously this will bring a road down here onto this level. That's what the Metcalfe ramp is there, just to get some. That will come down here. And going over to the left, you've got the return loop. Really, I'm not going to scenic any of this. This is where it returns round, because it is a roundy now. Originally I was going to have a roundy on the bottom and then a branch line on the top with an incline up onto the top level, but I attempted to put that in and try getting trains up, but I hadn't got the distance to get the trains up. I even tried DC Concepts power base, where you put plates under the track, and I still couldn't get them up. So there's a roundy on the top and a roundy on the bottom. Underneath there is one storage area, and I've got a couple of sidings on here where I can have trains, a bit like a little fiddle yard, and then it comes back round over to the lift out section. So that's basically the railway. And then if I come back a bit, you can see got my workbench there, and cupboards up on the wall which are full of tools, and my toolbox is down there, if you're at hand, next to my tool bench. Don't know where I'm going to put this. Might have to do some alterations to this when I bring this section across here. And that's basically it. One other option when I've got most of this done here is, one thought is to take the railway out the shed and round the garden and back again, but that will be in the future. But that is one thought. This is a control panel which I use to control Smallwood Junction. Obviously from that you can see I use the Z21 DCC system, which I'm very pleased with. This top section pulls out so that I can, if I want to. Normally I'll use it on my phone or a tablet, but this area I can sit my laptop and I can use that and have a full screen on the laptop with the layout, especially if you're changing the points. So that's an option there. In the bottom area, I bring all my mains cables in and control. So this actually pulls out, and there's my power supplies. There's a power supply from my Z21, and then the bottom power supply there is a 12 watt power supply, which I've got a 12 watt bus round to power accessories. And that's the control panel. Can't show you the left hand side because I haven't finished it and it's untidy, and I like my wiring to be tidy. So that's the control system, and that's it. At Smallwood Junction. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe please, it's free, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.